this is the big time now. This is Henley Royal Regatta. They're up against the strong, powerful-looking German crew from Leipzig, getting nicely away from the start.
A little bit more zippy up there from Leipzig, wasn't it? It just looked a little bit more dynamic and a little bit up and up, up and up and on.
Yeah, it looks like they just used the rate a bit better, didn't they? They just sort of got up and got away. Let's have a look now. The Molesey boys now looking to keep the stroke rate going, keep it ticking a little bit more, and they make the coxed four almost look like a coxless four, like they're sort of ticking along now. They won't necessarily have as much strength and power as some bigger guys we might see rowing a coxed four, but seems to be working. Both crews pretty well stroke for stroke at the top of the island.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? And both of these crews have had some junior international experience, so it's a good level of experience, good level of youth. So it's going to be an exciting race, this.
It is going to be an exciting race. We look there in the face of Theo Darlow in the stroke seat of the Molesey boat. He doesn't like to use a stroke coach. He likes to purely feel the rhythm and feel the rate and set it up the way he thinks it feels right.
A bit like sort of the Luke Skywalker switching off the computer to disable the Death Star, I would suspect. Right?
Pretty much, he's feeling the force. He's feeling the force. And I guess up the front of the boat there, we've got Scott Cockle, the little R2-D2, lying down inside the boat. He's giving the commands, he's giving the control, and hopefully keeping them going just where they need to be.
Yeah, he's doing a great job there. He's obviously jigging them up, and they're pulling away there slightly.
They are starting to make a move. I guess the strength and the power through the whole Molesey crew is just kind of working. It doesn't look like they're doing anything too aggressive. Those blades go into the water very kind of quietly, I think, in the Molesey boat. They don't look like they hang, but they look like they sort of disappear a bit quicker, but a bit harder in the German boat. And I think it's just the difference between the white and the black blades, but Molesey just look a bit smoother to me.
I was going to say, yeah, it's difficult to tell with the colour because obviously you're looking at a black spoon versus a white spoon, but it's yeah, no, I agree with you there. Actually, it just looks a little bit like gentler, easy picker up, whereas the in that Leipzig crew, maybe a little bit stabbier.
Well, I think that's right. In a coxed four, you can be a bit gentler on the pickup because you've got a longer stroke, because you've got that little bit of extra weight compared to a coxless four. So the blade actually stays connected for longer, so you don't need to snatch it out.
Yeah, and obviously you don't want to like break your back trying to load it up as well. You want to sort of pick it up gently and then sweep it along, nice and long, nice and hard.
I think that's what we can see them doing in that Molesey boat there. They're sweeping it along, and I think they've moved out. Pretty sure it's about a length lead now, and I think the crew from Leipzig are going to need to do something. They want to try and hold this move from Molesey. So we see those blades, whether they're actually just going to the water a bit quicker, a bit harder, but not quite levering it as effectively. You're just taking a look at those crew weights, aren't you? They're big lads, aren't they? The German boat, yeah. 16.5 stone.
Looking at the middle pair there.
Kay Backman sitting in the 2 seats.
And Pete Dorman, yeah, 92 kilos as well. So they've got a lot of grunt there in the middle there in that bucket rig. So yeah, very interesting. I mean, it makes sense to put the slightly heavier guys in the middle rather than to put one of them at the end at the bow end with the cox or in the stern. But yeah, there's obviously a lot of power on the bow side there of that Leipzig crew.
Nice expression you use, the bucket rig. We'll take a look at that when we get an overhead shot. This Molesey boat has more the conventional rig, doesn't it, as they're coming towards us, and we see them coming into the third quarter now. You can see that popple, you see the bounce on the water, but the Molesey boat will want to keep running along smoothly and not be disturbed by it.
And it's great fun when you're racing along there and you can hear the tunes from the bank, because actually you do get quite wound up and you are sort of really in the zone with the race. And actually it's a gorgeous day on a Saturday of Henley, and actually, you know, there's thousands of people here having a great time, so a bit of music just to relax you into the mood and get you rowing a smooth rhythm.
It's really interesting to notice whether you sort of feel the rhythm and whether you kind of have a beat in your head. And I guess when we think about that stroke man Theo Darlow, as I said, he likes to feel the rhythm. He likes to just probably have that consistent regular beat going on in his mind, and he just sets his rhythm and goes with that.
Yeah, Mike, I don't know what it feels like, but actually, as you can hear, you can sort of you're picking up different tunes down this course, aren't you? So I don't know how that affects your sort of rhythm, and whether you're like all of a sudden you find the need to go up a beat.
Well, I think for me, I find it quite confusing. I think I like to try and zone out and just follow the back of the neck of the man in front. As I think we see here, really, when you look at Michael Dalton in the 3 seat of that Molesey boat. He rows with Theo Darlow in a coxless pair. They've been very impressive in the Great Britain Junior Trials, racing in a pair already this year. And for me, I'd be trying to zone it out. I think if I was running the London Marathon, each pub, I'd love to listen to a tune, but I'd be hearing it for quite a lot longer because I'd be going considerably slower. These guys are moving pretty fast along this Henley course.
Yeah, they're belting along. They're hopping from tune to tune. It's almost like an annoying skip, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, like someone keeps hitting skip each time you like the song. It's gone again as they come along this Henley course. And they're coming into the quieter phase of the course now, where the crowd aren't necessarily there before they come through that slightly green area on the right, and then they're into the stewards' enclosure. We heard the call out there on the effects microphone, 2.5 lengths the distance between the crews. Those get shouted out from the people who work on the signals. It's the people in the following boat who communicate the information back to the grandstands. As we see this Molesey crew from above with that conventional rig. Adam, as you said, this is more a bucket that you're describing on the yellow boat we see in front of us.
Yeah, this shot's handy to show this, isn't it, really? So that white boat in the top left there, and the yellow boat in the bottom right there. The bottom right has the bucket rig, and the top left has that conventional rig. So bucket rig is just obviously having two guys on the same side in the middle of the boat there.
It tends to even out the forces in terms of the way the force glide, but sometimes it can be difficult to row at the back of a pair like that because you're a bit close to the other guy, or if you're the one without anyone in front of you, it makes it a little bit harder to follow. But these guys are technically good enough, it's not a problem to them, and still picking the rate up as they're coming down towards the finish line. Lena Wild lying down there in the coxswain seat will be looking to get everything she can out of this Leipzig crew, but Molesey have got it pretty well under control. They're letting the boat drift out into the middle of the track here. I don't think it's going to cause any effect at this stage in terms of results, but good manners would just suggest they maybe should just come back a little bit towards their station, but I don't think it's going to be too bothered about that.
Great race there from Molesey. That's nicely sealed their place in the final there. Good job, Molesey.
Yeah, it was a calm and controlled race in the end, wasn't it, in the Britannia Challenge Cup, with that win for Molesey over the crew from DHFK Leipzig. So we saw the 3 cheers, mutual respect there at the end of the course, and we get a few highlights from the action we've seen earlier on. And, yeah, the strength and power of the Leipzig crew off the start. The Molesey crew were down to start with, but they held their nerve pretty well, didn't they?